And we're back. Welcome to a show about shows, your favorite show where we talk about shows. It's Jordan Pierce Owens, as always, joined by my main man, Dutch McAllister. Someday he'll be on camera. Dutch, say hi off camera. Oh, we're on now.
Hi, everybody.
But it's only half your face.
I know, because I leaned in a little bit, and I'm saying hello.
All right, well, how about a man who has a full face? Ladies and gentlemen, the main man, the aviator, Dizzle. All right, who needs a voice when you got bongos?
I'm here.
We got a fun show for you guys today. We're going to do some reviews, mostly me this week.
Yeah, because I was lazy, and I was out of town. I was looking at nature. I was enjoying Mother Nature this weekend, and
No excuse, Dutch.
There's excuses.
No matter where you are in the world, you can always find time for Mother Cinema.
I can't find it, but at the same
The
time,
show about shows must go on.
well, of course,
Yeah.
yeah. No matter what, a man goes down, a man has to pick up the slack, and that man this week is Jordan Pierce Owens.
We're also talking Kevin Smith, top 5 Kevin Smith films. I'm excited because he's a man near and dear to my heart.
Yes, he's a guy
Mine
that
also.
I watch.
And I got 5 great films to
You got 5?
tell you all about it.
I got 5 too. Somebody has
An
10.
honorable mention.
I got 2 honorable mentions, and he's got.
I've got 5 honorable mentions because I'm a man who always does the top 10.
I know, because even though we try not to do top 10s, he finds a
Well,
way.
it's called a 5 and 5 honorable mentions, a top 10.
But you find a way.
Yeah, because 10s are better than 5s.
Oh, that's all right. But hey, other than that, usually we do other things, but we're not. We're going to just get to the meat and potatoes of the show. So I'm going to just start it off. The first movie we're going to talk about is The Addams Family, animated film version. It's an animated version of Charles Addams' series of cartoons of a particular ghoulish and kooky family. We all know them. We all love them. Morticia, Gomez, and Pugsley, and Wednesday, and Cousin It, and Uncle Fester, I believe, right? We're talking about the brand new 2019 The Addams Family movie, and it just came out. Yeah, it's an animated series. Yeah, it's the one right there on the top right.
Thank God you host the movie show, Dizzle.
Well, he hasn't had a chance like us. I didn't
I
get a
don't even
chance.
know what it is.
But it's starring the voice talents of Finn Wolfhard. This one I always mess up. Chloe Grace
Nope.
Moretz.
Yep.
Thank you. Drink. Charlize Theron, Oscar Isaacs, Nick Kroll, Snoop Dogg, Bette Midler, and Conrad Vernon, and a few probably other ones that I probably didn't put in there. But
That's
the
main
cast.
ones.
That's the main
I'm also
cast.
pretty sure it's Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, I said Oscar Isaac.
You said Isaac.
Isaacs? Well, it could be an S at the end. You never know.
Oscar and all his Isaacs.
Isaacs. It's like Isaac's Hayes.
No, it's Isaac Hayes.
I know. I'm just messing
Oh.
with you, man. Come on. So anyway, you went to watch this with your niece. Tell me a little bit about it. Tell me how you felt about it.
Yeah, she was very excited for this one. I was never that excited for it. I do like the originals. Let me correct that. Not the originals, I guess. I like the movies from the 90s with Christina Ricci and, what was it, Raul?
Oh God, Raul Julia.
Yeah, Raul Julia.
Angelica Houston.
And then, was it Christopher Lloyd?
Christopher Lloyd as
Fester. So I like those. They're not my favorites. I had a friend of mine who actually was like, she was super excited to see this. That is like some of her bread and butter. I just enjoy them, and I haven't seen them in a while. But then the trailer came out, and the trailers did really not a hell of a lot for me. One, I don't really like the animation that you got going here. I thought it was kind of ugly and obtuse. But then I was like, oh, maybe that fits the characters. But I never found myself laughing much, and that continued on throughout the movie here. There's some funny side gags here when the gross out and the weird stuff that the Addams Family does.
Of course.
But when it comes to, as you say, the meat and potatoes of the film, the actual story of it, it's just blah. Again, I didn't find myself laughing that much.
Nothing new?
Or caring. Nothing new. It's been done way better. Hell, it's been done better in Hotel Transylvania.
Wow, Hotel Transylvania.
And I don't want to overly knock on that because I actually kind of like those films. They're kind of fun, throwaway cartoon movies. This one, I think, to me, is even more throwaway, as one that I don't see myself ever really wanting to revisit again. But I have 2 nieces, one I went with and one that lives in Arizona. They both really liked this. They both gave it good, flourishing reviews, but at the same time, I didn't care much for it, and then even my brother, he also didn't care much for it. So adults, I think you're going to be kind of bored by this and want to move on. kids are probably still gonna find it kind of fun with the way they look. And Uncle Fester by Nick Kroll is kind of the best thing in here. And even him doesn't have a hell of a lot to do. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it 2 snowflakes. It's not dreadful, but at the same time, it's very much one that I think over time is not gonna go fall on the shelf.
Yeah, see, that's a disappointing here because I'm still gonna go watch it. I'm gonna go take.
And I love to hear your side.
Because this week, me, I love animated films as much as you do. And so we kind of have our. I leave my guard down with this one at least. I saw it, and I was the only one between us two that really wanted to go watch it. Out of us two. I'm kind of disappointed to hear what you thought about it, but I'll look at it this weekend. Because there's 2 I'm going to go watch. I'm going to try to watch that and Abominable. Of course, Jojo Rabbit if I can. But I'm gonna try to binge watch anything in the theater this weekend that I can grab hold of. But I can't guarantee. Again, if anything, if I hold for Jojo on Monday for you, I will do that. So we'll see. But the next movie we have. I've been waiting for this. You've been waiting. The world has been waiting for this movie. You saw it. I've been too lazy. Like I said, I was out enjoying Mother Nature for once and not Mother Television. El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. In the wake of his dramatic escape from captivity, Jesse Pinkman, played by Aaron Paul, must come to terms with his past in order to forge some kind of future. This gripping thriller is written and directed by Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad as well. I didn't want to put a whole bunch of the cast in there because I want people to be surprised. I don't know who I'm going to spoil because I saw it and I was like, oh, I hope not.
No, it's a good cast.
Charles Baker, Matt L. Jones, Jonathan Banks, Marla Gibbs, and Jesse Plemons. Again, just to pepper some.
Skipped Aaron Paul.
Well, I had him already. Jesse Pinkman. I did tell he was playing Jesse Pinkman, so Aaron Paul is in it. I didn't want to put anything else that I read, and I was like, well, it's bad enough that I spoiled it by looking at this stuff up, but I still can't wait to watch it. So, what were your thoughts? Because Netflix direct El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Give me it. Tell me the truth.
Yeah, this thing was highly anticipated by many. I know a lot of people were staying up till midnight to watch this. I had some people I found out they were actually trying to maybe change their time codes to other countries so they could get it even earlier.
VPNs.
I waited until the normal time about the next day because I actually forgot that he was even coming out. One of those great Netflix things where oh, that's out already. I really loved it, man. It seems like the common argument for this movie is: is it necessary? Does it bring anything totally new to the surface? I'm sorry. My argument is anything necessary? Was an Addams Family reboot necessary? Was Zombieland Double Tap necessary? None of these things are necessary. But when it's damn fine good entertainment, and which I think this is, then yeah, it's necessary for our enjoyment factor, I think. We got to revisit this world. About 6 years it's been since we've seen this world with these characters here. Ooh. Aaron Paul is fantastic. He reminds you why he got so many Emmy nods and maybe even wins. Vince Gilligan is a fantastic director. I look forward to seeing him do more now. Now that maybe he's done with this world. Maybe,
he has
maybe not.
Better Call Saul. I think. Well, how many more seasons?
I know, but I want to see him even more. That's still technically in this world. But no, I think he does some great stuff with the camera here. There's some great tense moments here. A lot more, like you said. You mentioned Jesse Plemons. He's probably easily the second or third billing in this, technically, as far as screen time. Yeah. He has a good amount of time in this movie here. A couple of new characters, a couple of old characters, and yeah, this thing I just thought it was a great blast from the past. Doesn't totally break new ground. Robert Forster, who of course we'll sadly talk about in a little bit, he has a great scene in this. I thoroughly enjoyed his scene, and then unfortunately Redwood we'll talk about later. I have in the notes. But yeah, I really dug it, man. I liked it a lot.
Okay, so the question I have for you, and you don't have to tell me, if it ruins anything, just say, hey, it might ruin it. Are there a lot of flashbacks, of old scenes that we've seen in the show, or is it all brand new material, really?
No, it's all brand new material, but as I said to a friend, it seemed like maybe some of it was... It's not, but it seemed like maybe some of it was deleted scenes, if that makes sense.
Yes, okay.
Because there is flashbacks, but it's not old flashbacks. It's totally new stuff. Like you said, you mentioned Jonathan Banks, who, if you've seen the show, spoiler, is dead. Yeah. So obviously there's flashbacks. Yeah. Jesse Plemons, even same thing with him. He's
the
dead
only reason
why
I brought Jonathan Banks in is because because he's in Better Call Saul.
Well, yeah, 'cause
And
that's
so,
a prequel.
yeah, so I thought, well, that would make sense if they were going to be doing anything different because he's still around technically, so they might want to bring him in just to juice up something.
Well, and yeah, they do say, like I said, you kind of, it very much, all the flashbacks, although, which again, another thing that added to the quality of it, all the flashbacks do kind of coincide with, decision making and where he is in his life at the moment, Jesse. And so they all do make sense, really, where they kind of go and from there. And yeah, I liked it a lot.
So you liked it a lot.
I'm going to flake it a good solid 4.
Awesome. Good to hear. I will watch that when I get a chance.
It's on your Netflix, man. That's
Yeah,
where
I know.
that's where I fell in love with Breaking Bad. I was one of those guys that
I binged the whole
I
series
saw
there
a couple
too.
of season 1, and then for whatever reason didn't get around to it. And then when they finally released 4 seasons at once on Netflix is when I started binging. I think I caught up for that last season.
Well, what I did for Netflix is I waited for them to all come out. That's usually how I work anymore. If a series is that good, once it gets canceled, finalized, I could then enjoy it more because I don't have to worry about somebody talking about it. I could just binge all I can at work, at home, so no one at work could spoil it because it's been over and no one wants to talk about it, which is nice. So, but yeah, I'm glad to hear about that. And the next one you have. You want to talk me? Want me to intro it still, or
No,
because you have that one? It's the I didn't watch this one at all, and I probably screwed up a little bit on the notes. But go ahead.
it's the Banana Splits movie. Oh man, tra la la! Who wasn't looking forward to this? So I remember seeing this trailer several months back, and I felt walking out of it. I hate to say, kind of because I'm saying what I saw for Addams Family, but I walked out kind of feeling how I felt with the trailer. If this thing wasn't called Banana Splits, which is a kid show from
Hanna-Barbera.
the 80s or 90s, if this thing wasn't called Banana Splits, I don't think we'd be talking about it right now.
No.
Because it's just a generic B-grade horror film with unknown actors. Some are better actors than others. Sorry to say, characters you don't necessarily care about, except for the little kids, because they're little kids, and you don't want little kids to get murdered.
Hold on. Do you really care about the little kids?
They are. The kids are probably at least. They're at least. I don't know what the word is, but they're cute, and
There's got to be one or two assholes in the bunch.
for the little kids. Well, there's not that many little kids in it. It's more assholes that are older that you don't care about.
Why are the kids even there? It's all an adult show, then it seems.
Well, it's adults with the little kids. And
Okay.
I don't get too much in the plot because then you're talking about spoiler territory. But because the monsters or the characters is Dizzle's going to bring up here on the screen, so they kidnap some of the kids. Maybe they have even worse plans for them later on. Basically, these guys, they find out they're canceled. Maybe they're human. Maybe they're animatronics. You'll find out if you watch the movie. They're canceled, and for whatever reason, kind of like Chucky, they go evil. And now they want to kill everyone that is attending their last TV tapings. And at first it takes a while to get going, too. I mean, nothing interesting happens for the first solid 30 minutes, and then finally some kills happen. And I will say this, the kills are kind of fun and interesting for a little while there. Once it gets going, it finally ramps up. And then even the last, 20 minutes or so starts to get a little nutso, but in a good way. At least they're doing something kind of interesting here. You see one of the potential kills there. That's a pretty hot film, if you will. So if you know what you're getting yourself into, again, I'm going to give it similar to Addams Family. I'm going to give it 2 flakes.
2 flakes.
2 snowflakes, because I think it did finally ramp up and started to go somewhere towards the end there. I also, too, I didn't buy this on Blu-ray or rented on Redbox. It premiered on Sci-Fi finally. It's been out on Blu-ray for a month or two, and Sci-Fi finally got it. So I was like, all right, now I'll see it.
They bought the rights for $1. That's just
Probably. It hasn't been out that long. So
No,
I was surprised to see it. This Saturday, the new Critters premieres.
Oh, jeez.
And I got that on my DVR.
When Leonardo DiCaprio and I think and
he's on it.
Well, no, I mean he was in one of the original Critters. I'm saying
I
either Critters 2 or 3 or one of those.
They got the money for him again.
But not anymore. They couldn't bring him back for Critters the series. That'd be unbelievable if they could. The last one, I want you to introduce it because you're such a big fan, and I think that it's only good for you to keep talking.
Snooch to the Nooch, me and Dutch. The one we can both talk about now is Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Jay and Silent Bob embark on a cross-country mission to stop Hollywood from filming a reboot based on them. Here you got so many actors: Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, Harley Quinn Smith, Matt Damon, Shannon Elizabeth, Jason Lee, Justin Long, Craig Robinson, Rosario Dawson, Ben Affleck, and so many more pop up in this film. It is insane
Yeah.
the amount. We could probably go on for another couple minutes.
Just naming them all.
Oh my God, Dietrich Bader, Joey Lauren Adams. I just want to keep going.
Chris
I love it all.
Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth pops up in this freaking thing. Who knew he'd be in it? Of course, you got Brian O'Halloran plays a couple parts in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I talked about it a little bit. I actually didn't say the words, but fan service for Breaking Bad. This is fan service up the wazoo.
Absolutely.
Because I do feel, unfortunately, you really got to be a fan of. Oh, and even there, you see more names: Frankie Shaw, Joe Manganiello. Just from the one scene pretty early on in the film. This is fan service of the wazoo. If you're not a fan of Kevin Smith, I do unfortunately feel like a lot of the jokes will fall flat for you because this is just chock full of references, not only from Jay and Silent Bob, but there's lots of other references
Throughout his
from
whole movies.
Cop Out to Tusk to Kevin Smith himself
To
even
Mallrats, to-
Mallrats, even jokes from that he makes where people get him and Kevin James confused pops up there.
We're gonna kill Kevin James.
Jokes about the daughter Harley Quinn Smith, who has a big role in this as well.
Yeah, about
And,
nepotism. About nepotism.
nepotism, and yeah. So if you're a fan, which obviously I am, I'm a guy that it has. I thought about this before. I probably heard Kevin Smith's voice more than anyone's voice in my entire life, based on the amount of podcasts and stand-ups and DVD commentaries. I probably have heard his voice more than my parents. I love this guy.
He's your surrogate.
I have his books, his DVDs, everything, man. I have his action figure in my house. We got the posters behind you that we got for attending the 15th. And I've been ready for this, man. When the tickets first came out, I told you, let's go get some tickets.
And I said,
We've had
whoa.
these tickets bought for months now.
Yeah, and I said to you, I don't think there's going to be a lot of people. And you're like, oh no, it's going to sell out. And then the joke in the precursor was all three of you in the audience are going to enjoy this. Technically, he wasn't too far off. There was probably about half a dozen or more, just under shy of a dozen, I would say.
Tomorrow, the 17th, will be sold out.
Yeah, tomorrow the 17th, because you can watch both. The Empire.
I say we buy tickets to like Adam's Family, just go and watch Jane Bob.
It starts tomorrow or Friday?
No, it started last night. We saw it.
Oh, there's only
Thanks
two
for listening.
showings. There's only two showings. The 15th and the 17th.
Which one's going to be busier though?
We don't know. We're just picking whatever one, but you
The
miss certain
15th, you got the
things.
free poster that's behind Dutch's head, and the
then you got-
17th, you get the double feature. You watch Strike Back. And then
the reboot. Yeah, which
I want the free poster just because I own Strike Back on DVD.
Yeah.
and maybe Blu-ray and digital. So
and so
and I watched it already. Actually, I did have a Smith marathon before this. I watched Clerks, Mallrats, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and no one saw this. Just me. Dizzle was just playing with his stomach for some weird reason.
he's not on camera.
Anywho.
It's not on camera. Why are you bringing it up?
I couldn't help but be
bringing the
distracted.
fourth wall
Oh God, now it is on camera.
The fourth
right.
wall. Anyway,
Well, the belly full of jizz.
jelly.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Whoops.
Jesus, what kind of world do you live in?
The Kevin
boss man?
Smith world.
Absolutely.
But
no, you know what?
Smith knows all about it.
I'm gonna say it. I
Keep
just
it quiet though.
I got to tell you though, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I like Kevin Smith, early Kevin Smith, not the newest stuff. You know me and the newest stuff. I'm not a very big fan of it. But I enjoyed this movie. I laughed a lot in this film because it's just a lot of just rehash jokes, but also just fun. And you can see they're all having fun in this one. And
Yes.
it's just like, because they know it's the last blast. Let's do it.
You got the
And-
band back together, baby. Ben Affleck and all.
Yeah.
And I love that Affleck cameo. Oh.
You know he did a good cameo. Matt
Great.
Damon's cameo did great. Hemsworth did great. A few other cameos we see in the film did awesome. I mean, everyone pulled up their weight and did it well. And I agree with you 100%. I couldn't have said any better than what you said. So, other than that, I can tell you how many snowflakes I gave it.
What you got, buddy?
I have it right here. It's written. It's in ink. It's 4 snowflakes.
Am I going to be a bastard for giving it less?
I guess you are. I don't know. I didn't think it could be. It was a very enjoyable film. I thought it was. I laughed, throughout the whole film. So I couldn't find any real bad parts about it.
They must have threw some love in here.
Oh, there's that's a spoiler.
That's the old film, but yeah.
But there is love in the new film as well. But
This one, the new one.
Yeah, she is.
yeah, Shannon Elizabeth.
Shannon Elizabeth, we mentioned her before.
Yeah, and there's some news in there as well. We can't spoil
Boom
it.
Boom Kitty. And so I'm going to give it 3.5.
3.5. As much as you just lathered yourself up, and I was looking for a towel because all the drop cloths in the world couldn't soak it up. But I'm just saying,
I am almost sometimes more in love with him and his philosophies than I am necessarily the films. As you said, there's a couple of ones that don't totally trail off, and the humor here does get a little repetitive here, I feel, and this is not the tightest script. Obviously, they rely a lot on those jokes, which is good, but I just can't give it more than 3.5. The feels, I give it 4 because I'm in love with it, but the actual movie itself, 3.5, just still a damn good score in my opinion.
it's still a good score, but it's kind of scary that me not being like the huge Kevin Smith aficionado, where I'm like looking at some of the trivia questions, getting them all wrong. Here you're going, you're a loser, over in the other chair at me. But you know what, though? That's fine. But I enjoyed it for Snowflakes. Go out and watch it. It's a limited release. Then he goes on tour, and you could watch it with him on tour, him and
the
Jason
Reboot
Mewes.
Roadshow.
What's that all about?
They just watch
that
the
all
movie and they do Q&A afterwards. You can pay about $700 and some odd bucks to go and meet him and Jason Mewes and hang out for about 10, 20 minutes. I don't know how long it is. But
Going to Florida?
there are 3.
Yes, sir.
I think-
Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
How, not to meet him, but just how much to go to the
I think it's like
theater?
$30 to watch.
I was like 60, 40 to 60.
Let's go.
I've already seen it for less than that, so I'm good.
No, I mean with him.
No, I'm good. I'm cheap.
You don't want to hang out with him?
Well, I ain't paying $700 for it.
No, we're not going to talk
Yeah,
to him.
yeah,
We're just going to
yeah,
watch the film with him.
Yeah, but he's sitting all the way in the front. I'm not going to bother with that because we're going to be in the nosebleeds, man. That's what because they're doing like the old theater type where the raised level.
Oh.
So it's not worth it. It's not worth the time. It's good for fans. Go and watch it. I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying, no. I've already seen it. I enjoyed it, and I think, heavens, we can move on to our next.
Yeah, let's stop talking about Kevin Smith. Let's talk about some Kevin Smith.
Oh, I didn't know that was going to come. I was wondering what was. Hold on. If I actually listened to the intro of the show, you probably told me this, but I didn't realize we had to come up with the top 10 or 5 or 2 Kevin Smith films. So I want you to go first. My notes say I go first, but I don't want to go first. So
And you didn't give me those kinds of notes. So Kevin Smith.
yeah,
films,
I did. It's on the back of your
We're
notes.
talking of stuff that he has directed. So this does not include things like Catch and Release, Live Free or Die Hard, Dogma, etc. This is stuff that he has directed. My honorable mentions, which is basically my 10 through 6, are at number 10, Tusk. At number 9, Mallrats. At number 8, Jersey Girl. Yeah, I said it. I like Jersey Girl. At number 7, Zack and Miri Make a Porno. At number 6, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And my number 5 to kick things off on the official list here is Clerks 2.
Wow, Clerks 2.
The first one I saw in theaters. This is the first Kevin Smith movie I saw in theaters. I remember Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I had to. When we rented it, I rushed it into the guest room and watched it on a tiny TV at very low volume because I knew once my mom saw it, she wouldn't want me to see it. But too late, Mom, I saw it. So then I watched it again before we returned it. So this is the first one I was able to see in theaters here. There's a lot of fun to be had in Clerks 2. In fact, I even sometimes have a hard time picking between Clerks 1 and 2. I think both of them, the second one I think has more heart to it, has obviously a bigger scope. They go outside of just the convenience store this time to a fast
Well, they could
food
afford it
place.
this time. They could afford it.
Well,
this
yeah,
time.
obviously, yeah, and that, and I think gave him a lot more freedom here. Of course, you got Rosario Dawson is absolutely lovable in this, but that's because she's lovable in everything.
the donkey scene.
And then you got the donkey scene at the end, and that's almost where you lose me a little bit. To be
I thought it was
honest with you.
fabulous. I just thought it was funny, even though I love donkeys, but I don't love them that much. But I felt very bad for that donkey in the movie because I was like, oh, that's just bad.
And one of my favorite lines though is in the prison. They're just talking, and just the guy that like is with the donkey, just all of a sudden just looking at him and go, I miss my donkey. He says it's so sincere. It's one of my favorite throwaway lines.
Real quick, Kevin, he did direct Dogma, right?
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
He wrote and directed. Yeah.
All right, I thought you said.
No,
No. We never said that. We
no,
said
not at all.
We said only directed stuff. But
Very easy to fact check. Anywho,
but okay, so you know I'm not going to tell you where that one lands in mine. It's in the top 5 somewhere. Can't tell you where that one goes, but let's go a little different. My 2 honorable mentions. I have 2 honorables because I looked at the rest and I was like, can't do them. We have Chase and Amy and Zach and Mira Make a Porno. My number 5 though comes in Red State. You know, John Goodman. You know, and I just thought it was a good, different departure for Kevin Smith to just do something different. And I think we've always agreed to a point, and you can tell me if I'm wrong with this though. When Kevin Smith does stuff that's a little outside he does a little better. You know, outside is more of the zone that he's usually in. Because Red State really isn't like all these other movies that he's created. So I thought it was a different...
I wouldn't use the word better, but I mean, it does show you that he can do more than just
correct
gross out humor. That he can do a really tight...
A great thriller,
film,
type suspense thing. And I just thought the cast, the story, everything about it was just good. You know, and it was, like I said, it was a reprieve from the other stuff that I was seeing later on, or it's a good reprieve to come back. Because it was 2011, I think it came out, I believe, Red State. So it's almost 9 years ago, I believe. But I don't even know when Tusk came out. So I was, I remember watching that, and I was just like, oh dear God. So, but yeah, Red State's my number 5. So go watch that one if you want. Pick it up on wherever you can. So what do you got over there?
I think you have to get the DVD or Blu-ray. I couldn't find the digital on Vudu.
Oh, is that out there yet? Okay.
Clerks 2.
Is that your number 5?
Number 5 is Clerks.
You're with me then.
Okay, so 2. Okay, there you go. So now we're at number 4 on the list.
My number 4 is a little movie called, I don't know, Dutch, if you've heard of it. Red State is my number 4. No, for real. Yeah, Red State is my number 4. Yeah, this was a very big departure from Smith. In fact, if you look at this top 10, everything else here is pretty much a comedy. Yeah. Including both before and now. Well, Tusk maybe not, but everything else besides Tusk and this very much a comedy. This one's not, man. This one is even in a way a tough film to watch at first.
Yeah,
I remember I've actually liked it more later on because he does subvert your expectations too. You know what I mean? You get to like a character and then something bad might happen to that character. Yeah. You mentioned the cast here. John Goodman killing it. Michael Parks, Oscar-worthy performance. Michael Annagrano, all the 3 kids. Michael Annagrano, Kyle Gallner. Nick something.
Yeah.
His wife's pretty good in her little role. Jennifer Schwalbach. And this is just Kevin Pollak in a little bit. Stephen Root. Yeah, he's got a great cast for this, man. If you looked at it, if you watch it after watching every other film of his and said, oh, this is directed by Joe Schmithy, they would believe you and not go, no, it's a Kevin Smith film. Like, you watch other Kevin Smith films, you might tell it's a Kevin Smith film. You don't necessarily know it from this film. And yeah, I just think it's a really tight, different, interesting film, and even different compared to even a lot of other films too. Like, it does have its own unique vision, and the ending sequence too is fantastic between Parks and Goodman. And yeah, I really dug this film. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just.
He did. Yeah, Kevin Smith wrote, directed, probably edited it. He edits most of his films.
Yeah, and what I like about that movie is just, like I said, it was a departure from what you usually see. And to me, when I first watched it, I was like, that's not, he didn't do anything more than just direct. I was thinking that when I was watching it, because it doesn't seem like a real Kevin Smith film. And that's what I like about those type of things. I wish that he would direct more other people's stuff. Because he does a lot of television stuff.
I don't know.
Well,
when he did that, it was called Cop Out.
Well, he had to choose his projects wisely, but yeah, that one I think they just threw money at him. He said, yeah. But Diz, what do you got for number 4?
Dogma.
Dogma at number 4. It's in my list. I'm not going to go. Why do you like? Well, tell us what you love about it.
I just loved it. I was on a big Kevin Smith thing back in the day. This is the one where Chris Rock falls out of the sky butt naked and lands in the middle of the street.
Correct.
Yeah, I loved it back in the day. Yeah, had me thinking. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yep.
I haven't seen it in about 20 years or since it came out, but
no, it's a good one. It's a pretty good one still. I still love it. We'll talk more about that probably later. I don't know where everybody has it in their list. Because I know you didn't have it in your honorable mentions, so it's got to be lurking. I hope.
Oh, this is my 11th favorite film.
So we're up where are we at number? What number? 4, right? Did I skip me? 4, yeah, number 4.
What's your 4?
I skipped me, Mallrats. I did skip me. How did I skip me? That is the craziest thing. I just jumped over to Diz. I wanted to know what his was at number 4.
You were trying to steal my dogma.
No. Mallrats is my number 4. I just found it. He brings back his old castmates that he's used for a while. Was it Jeremy London was in it, I believe, right?
That's the only Jeremy London movie.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I'm just coming up with the cast off the top of my head.
Jason Lee,
Ben
Michael
Affleck,
Rooker, Ben Affleck,
Stan Lee. Stan Lee plays a pretty decent
Ethan
part, though.
Suplee.
Yeah, and I just thought it was I found it fun. The security guard going after Jay and Silent Bob throughout the film.
LaFours.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I find it fond in my memories, and I liked it. Going back to the reboot, how they talked about the mall. Look at all those mall rats. He goes, where like that, and they turn around. He goes, no, I'm actually talking about the rats in this mall. And so it was a nice little homage, to the mall rats, even though they couldn't.
Were you a mall rat growing up?
I hate the mall.
You never were?
No, I never liked it. Never liked hanging out at it. To this day, my deal is, and I've told you numerous times, every Christmas I try to go into the mall and I just get to the door, I open it up, and then I shut it down because there's so many. I can't do it.
You've never told me that. That's psycho.
No, I've told you that.
I've never heard that crazy ass story.
I have told you.
I park, I get out of my car, I go to the door, I open it, and I go, no.
Yeah.
It says I do it. I don't do it at Christmas.
Christmas, I can't
it's
do
bad
it.
at
I can't do it. And every year I forget about it. For some reason, it's like my Groundhog's Day for Christmas is I do that every year. I don't know why I do it. I get to the door, I open it up, and I'm like, geez Louise, no. And because I find parking really easy at the mall sometimes, and I think, okay, this is going to be better. And I open, oh no, I can't do it.
I had no money growing up, especially whenever it was raining and we couldn't be at the beach or somewhere. But
Yeah.
I was always at that mall. And then friends of mine, Odin and stuff, would be like, you're one of those, this is years before mall rats came, you're one of those guys that's always down there, you're never buying nothing.
Yeah,
I had no
pretty
money
much.
or whatever.
Yeah,
But
the
that
only
was the
money,
hangout.
the only money that we ever had
That was my
was just
Facebook. That
enough
was my
at the
Instagram.
gold mine, just enough money to play at the gold
Yeah.
mine, and then we would always go around looking at the change returns,
Right.
looking for those tokens that may have been left behind. That's
And then I'd go eat at Boardwalk Fries, where I later worked.
yeah.
Fry guy.
See, we're describing a social life that you have never had, unfortunately.
Or
I hung around the
Tomorrow's
mall
pizza.
a lot back in the day, high school days.
But you never had the golden nugget.
No, I don't know.
Or the gold mine, I mean, and
No, gold mine.
you never had the arcades, basically, is what we're saying.
Oh, when I was young.
Yeah, but it was fun. Okay, we're gonna go right to you now, Mr. Owens, for number 3 on your list.
My number 3 is the movie that started it all. Literally, he never thought he'd make another film because he thought this was going to bankrupt him for life. It's the OG Clerks. Thank you, small plus. Just great, juicy dialogue here, black and white. So they're going to introduce us to Jay, to Silent Bob, to Brian O'Halloran, who's not even supposed to be here today. I just recently rewatched it, in fact, for the first time in a little bit. And yeah, I just, it's a really interesting first film, man. It still holds up. Something about his male characters the first couple times, they're not super rootable. Dante's
No.
a very flawed character. So is Jeremy London when he's trying to win back Claire Forlani at the end of Mallrats. You're like,
Yeah,
Claire
there's-
Forlani should just leave.
Well, you know what? Because I think he cast he wrote these characters kind of around people that he knew, maybe, and most of the time, guys are not that suave anyway, or we all have flaws. We're not all.
Whoa.
I'm not talking about us 3. I'm talking about other guys.
Yeah, other dudes.
Other guys, they have flaws, and but no, I can see how he would write that because guys are not that perfect outside of this group. So, but yeah, so
And also, too, 37 is your number 2, right?
what?
37 is your number 2, right?
No, 37 is not my number. No, it's not. How dare you?
But yeah, I like the first Clerks a lot. I still think it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, my number 3 is this is where I come back at it. Clerks 2, love that film. I love the Michael Jackson ABC song. Everyone dancing on the roof.
yeah.
Just having a
actually
grand
kinda
old-
weird.
It's just the weirdest motif, and I'm like, welcome to movies, and I just like it. And then it's just the cast. It was fun. It was more of a fun type atmosphere in which everyone just loved it. And that's where they, I think, in this one where they show, the first time Jason Mewes, they show the Buffalo Bob, character.
Goodbye,
horses.
horses.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, so that was where we first got introduced to that type of scene. But yeah, I to this day, I think that one is good and makes me laugh anytime I plug it in. Again, my number
Plug
two
it
is
in, plug
my
it
number
in.
2 will be right around the corner from yours. But we'll go with number 3 right now. So Diz, what do you got for number 3, my good man?
Mallrats, number 3.
All right.
Like I said, it was me. He nailed it. I was one of those people. He was in touch. He was in touch with me. Who's the writer for 16 Candles, Breakfast Club?
Hughes.
John Hughes.
John Hughes.
Yeah, he was like John Hughes in me there for a while. Like he was that was me.
I'm surprised John Hughes never wrote a mall movie. That's, because he wrote about everything else but a mall one, didn't he? Or was that Pretty in Pink? I'm not really sure. No, Pretty in Pink was more of a store movie, wasn't
He
it?
was more into the high school. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I guess it could have been a mall thing or whatever. He kept it to the high schools, I guess.
Yeah, generally the high school theme. But no, that's I like I said, man, I can't argue with you on that because we're gonna get to a lot of agreements pretty soon. I think we already are. What do you got for number Dosey on your,
I don't
on
think
your
we're
list?
no. A lot of agreements because I had Mallrats. I usually had it the lowest out of us 3.
Well, yeah,
I had it at number 9.
he was a part of the
Uh,
generation.
And also, too, Dutch, here's one we're disagreeing about because I think it was on your honorable mentions. My number 2 is Chasing Amy.
You son of a bitch! No, I'm just playing.
I love this film, man. I think
Finger cuffs.
Finger Cuffs, man, which it was brought back up in Reboot.
Yeah.
I just think it's one of the best written screenplays that he has here. Some bomb acting from Ben Affleck. He's almost as much of the bomb in this as he is in Phantom, Joe. Phantom's like a motherfucker. Ben Affleck and Joey Lauren Adams, the relationship they have here. Jason Lee again, killing it in his role here. The monologue by Kevin Smith towards the end. I know I can relate to it. I really, I dug it. I love this film, man. I think it's kind of beautiful. I would love to see it being redone, maybe from a different vision, as they kind of even mentioned in Reboot. But yeah, I thought for what he did, Dwight Ewell there, and sadly, I don't think he's been in much, but he's great in Chasing Amy. And yeah, I love this film.
Yeah, it does have heart. It doesn't want to really hold up very well over the years.
Yeah, okay, Mallrats.
Well, because the mall scene is dead. But no. The humor is no, I don't think so, pal. But no, I just find the way they do the homosexual feels and whatnot is a little different than probably how they would go about it today. So we could probably see a reboot with a little bit more sensitivity. Sometimes it felt.
Just say a little more wokeness.
A little bit more wokeness, yes. But no, I enjoy it still, but I had to make room in my top 5, and I just couldn't get in there. It was on the outside looking in. That's how it usually works. But my number 2 is your number 3, the original OG Clerks. When I first saw this, I watched it on video, like everyone probably else did, because it was a limited release. It was Miramax, I believe, but it was in very limited release, and not my area. Of course, our area that we are in, they never showed those type of films. And when I got it at the video store, one of the guys, I can't remember his name, but he just said, "You got to watch this." And my mom just goes, "What is it?" And he goes, "It's Clerks." And she goes, "Can he watch it?" She goes, "Everyone should watch it." And she watched it with me, and she was like, "I don't get it." She watched it. She
How
just
old
did
was
it.
she at the time?
I don't know. When did it come out on video? God, it was like
95, 96?
95, 96. I rented it from the video store with her. And, and we watched it together. And she was just like, I was probably, 19, 20 or something like that. But, we watched it together. And she was just like, don't get the humor. Don't get it. And I was like enjoying every ounce of it because it was a
94.
cutting edge. It was a very cutting edge film. So that's why I look at it as my number 2 on the list. And I love the black and white anyway. So,
Oh yeah, we probably didn't see it till 95 or 96. So I was in
Yeah.
the same boat.
yeah, because
I saw it somehow through the grapevine,
Yeah.
and it blew my mind.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
It blew my mind. I mean, I just
I
loved-
first saw it on cable on Comedy Central at like 2 or 3 a.m. They would show
The uncut
movies,
versions?
Uncut, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching it at 2 a.m. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's what though, because there's no 12 o'clock enforcement. After 12 o'clock, you can do whatever you want on cable. What is your number 2, boss?
I'm with him on this one, Chasing Amy.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I
Dizzle's
liked
my
that.
man.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, if you guys like each other enough, sleep together.
You know,
Shut up,
his
Jason Lee.
movies kind of hit me right in that line there. But yeah, I could have switched. Yeah, I guess I have it right. Mallrats, the number 3, Chasing Amy, number 2. I liked it.
There's no doubts about that. Like I said, I feel like the outsider now looking in on our group, but I still stand by my list.
That's not a reason. If you're on the other side of the planet, you still got to make it. That's not a reason to be 5 minutes late whenever the show must go on with Jimmy.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Dutch, I mean.
what do we have? What do we have? We have the number 1 now. Jordanian. What is your number 1, sir?
Number 1, Kevin Smith film. Mine's got to be Dogma. This is the one that I remember, probably the one I've seen maybe the most, especially early on. This was a constant.
You see this?
Fist bumping.
You see this? I'm fist bumping because
We
it's
in
my
agreement?
number 1 as
I
well.
thought it might be because I thought you hadn't mentioned it.
I
so
love
yeah,
Dogma. I love it.
We agree on this one, Dutch. This was a frequent rental from the library or Blockbuster, wherever I could get it
Yeah.
back on VHS days.
Yes.
It's weirdly enough, it's still not one that you can find very often. I think it's something to do with the studio, maybe, because it's not something you can find
Yeah, it's a
on
Miramax.
Blu-ray or digital.
I think the Weinstein's on it. Or something.
Maybe that's why. Maybe they don't want to re-release a Weinstein movie, so you literally have to buy the friggin' DVD if you want to see this movie.
We got to
But
buy the Weinstein Company.
well worth it, man. Here, super interesting story too. Again, a very unique vision. I kind of mentioned it before with Red State. You don't see a hell of a lot of movies like this about battling with religion. Linda Ferrantino, Alan
Rickman.
Rickman's character is
Oh, I
fantastic
love
in this.
I love that.
I know
Yeah.
he's in your car. George Carlin's
Yes, your buddy Christ.
buddy Christ.
It's the way to get the kids to come back.
Is that Alanis Morissette?
Alanis
Alanis-
Morissette, who plays God,
Yes.
the only God I know.
And then
Dizzle, you mentioned off the air, Chris Rock falling from Earth.
Yeah.
He's the 5th apostle.
You have
One of the
Loki.
apostles to owe him $10.
you have Loki.
Matt
but-
Damon as Loki is fantastic. Ben Affleck is fantastic. Jason Lee, James and Bob throwing in some much needed humor here.
Yeah, and-
on the train.
You know what? I just love George Carlin playing the bishop, the cardinal. I mean, okay, here's this guy playing the cardinal. If you've watched anything of George Carlin, he was anti-religion to begin with, but he was so funny, made me laugh. My buddy Christ, I have him on my dashboard. He is, to me, it's just so great. How to get the kids involved. How do we get the younger group? Look, he's your buddy Christ. He's pointing at you. He's happy as can be. But yeah, like I said, I agree with you a whole 100%. Number 1 on anyone's list should be Dogma. And
But sadly, it's not Dutch because we still have a man named Dizzle to tell us what his number 1 is.
it's probably
Original OG Clerks.
Yeah,
Nothing can beat that.
Can't get
for
too
me.
mad.
No way. Black and white. This Clerks blew my mind. I mean, everything after it. It was cool. I liked Dogma. Obviously, it's my number 4.
Yeah.
But the Clerks, man, will always be a classic, amazing, great film. It was a game changer. I haven't that once, especially with somebody my age that says something like that. And then it was neat. The people on Howard Stern show would go down to Jay's comic shop there in the city. And
Secret Stash, Red Bank, New Jersey.
Yeah, he was right there at the cash register. It all blew their mind every time they'd go down there and see Jay at the cash
You
register.
may also run into Walter Flanagan, Brian Johnson, or Ming Chen.
Well, that was before. I don't think. Were they there back in the day, or In the very beginning? Okay, I don't know. I have
Walter Flanagan's always worked there.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Kevin Smith fan.
Yeah. I don't pay. I did watch Comic Book Man, but I kind of gave up on it after a
No,
while.
well, that was Flanagan's thing. Johnson's never really worked there; he just hangs out.
Yeah,
but
he is,
no,
yeah.
Walter Flanagan, that was always his thing. He said, "If I open up this comic shop, will you run it? Will you manage it?" And then Ming Chen, he found him via the website. He made a fan website, and Kevin Smith was like, "Dude, can you do this for me, but officially?" And then they became through that. And then the Secret Stash, Red Bank, New Jersey.
Yeah, and you could buy numerous goods from the Secret Stash and get them.
I bought one time. Walt Flanagan sent me like a loot crate of their own loot crate. Like it was like
that's
$30.
awesome.
Sent me a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
That's one reason I have a Final Fantasy action figure still unopened. I don't like Final Fantasy, but
you know, I don't. I you know what?
I literally did it just because I wanted Walter Flanagan to send me stuff.
Oh, there you go. See, now you got a story. You own that story. You know, what cool guy. I paid him $30, but look what he gave me. You know, but no. So that's our top. So let's recap our top 5. You know, right now, Jordan, give me your top 5 really quick.
All right, here's my top 10. Tusk, Mallrats, Jersey Girl, Zack and Miri Make a Porno, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Number 5, Clerks 2. Number 4, Red State. Number 3, Clerks. Number 2, Chasing Amy. And number 1, Dogma.
I'm going to stick with my 5. And number 5, Red State. 4, Mallrats. Number 3, Clerks 2. I know you're not on camera, but that's all right. Clerks 2 and number 2, Clerks, and number 1, Dogma. And what do you got there for your top 5, mister?
Number Clerks 2, Dogma, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, and the original OG Clerks.
There you have it, everybody. The top 5 or 10.
And one of my favorite comic stores will always be the Secret Stash, even though I never
Which
quite
I
made it
just
there.
told you the name of.
See, now,
Snooch to the nooch.
it'll always be his favorite, no matter what now.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand.
Is
If
that how much it
money
costs now?
doesn't show, then you owe me, oh. My jungle love.
Is that how much it is?
Oh,
now?
we, oh,
15?
we, oh. I think I want to
God.
know ya.
Okay, so it's my time for my favorite segment. My segment that I love. Not deja vu, buddy.
Don't say
even,
it,
Don't
Desmond.
even
Heck
say it.
yeah, party on, rock out.
You know what? We're gonna have a great show next week. I can't wait till next week. Next week's gonna be a great show, but we're not gonna talk about that until the end.
The Halloween show.
Shh! Don't tell everybody yet.
Okay.
It's a secret.
I don't want to give out any spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's a Halloween show.
But just so you know, Jimmy, Halloween's coming up.
I know it's coming, but we're just gonna talk about it at the end. But my favorite segment, because Jordan gets to talk and I get to listen, it's called News and Notable Stuff. Ooh, notable stuff.
Big news on the Batman front. Zoe Kravitz has been added to be playing Catwoman in the upcoming Matt Reeves directed film.
Catwoman.
He did War of the Planet of the Apes. She joins already announced Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne / Batman, Jeffrey Wright, who's been rumored to play Commissioner Gordon, and Jonah Hill, who we're still not quite sure who he's playing. Whittler, Penguin, Toymaker, someone else, all three, who knows? Are you excited about Zoe Kravitz being added?
You know,
as
I
Selena Kyle.
I'm actually pretty good with this casting. I think she's a great little actress. And I just think, she has nothing but more gain to it. Were you wrestling the camera for a second? But no, I saw you just flexing. But anyway, but no, I was reading an article the other day, which I kind of it kind of blew my mind. It's a movie that's not even out yet. Robert Pattinson and
Lighthouse.
no, it's not out yet. No, we're not talking about the
Lighthouse.
We could talk about Lighthouse. I'm not talking
Not
about
out
that.
yet.
I'm not talking about that movie yet.
Okay, I thought maybe you were. I was trying to take a guess.
No, I wasn't. I was talking about. I read an article the other day, in which they were talking about Zoe Kravitz, getting the part of Catwoman. Now, here's the thing I found: they said only 2 other women have played Catwoman in the universe, and I'm like, no, there were 3.
Eartha Kitt.
No, I'm not talking about. They're not talking about the TV ones. They're talking about in movies. And I'm like, they said only Michelle Pfeiffer and Halle Berry. And I'm like, no, what?
Anne Hathaway?
Yeah. I was like, Anne Hathaway.
Most recent.
She's the most recent one, and they completely dropped her out of the article. Like she
You
was
should have told us
nothing.
what that article was so we could make fun of him.
Because it was just like I could not believe what I was reading. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm moving on. But yeah, but Zoe Kravitz, great addition to this cast. I don't know. I'm hoping they get a Poison Ivy too. That'd be fabulous. So, what else we got, man? What other news and notable stuff?
Samara Weaving of Ready or Not recently has been added to the G.I. Joe spinoff Snake Eyes. That one stars Henry Golding as Snake Eyes himself recently from Crazy Rich Asians, and we'll be checking that out October 2020. Dutch, do you give an F at all about Snake Eyes?
I love Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes has always been my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, Snake Eyes has always been my favorite G.I. Joe character.
Now, are you afraid they're going to Judge Dredd him, as in Sylvester Stallone, as in we're going to see Henry Golding's pretty face for most of the movie?
Well, I think you're going to have to because he wasn't born a mute. He had an origin story as well, acid into the face.
Oh, is he mute or is he just silent for choice?
No, he wasn't. He had acid hit his face back in the day.
Pepto-Bismol helps that acid.
Yeah. It's not acid reflux, but yeah. If I have the comic, if you actually want to watch it, read it.
Nope.
It's about the masking of the agents. But yeah, it was whenever they talk about stuff like that. But yeah, it was Storm Shadow. Hopefully, will be in it as well, I believe. That is just his nemesis. He trained with Snake Eyes, and it should be a great movie if they just keep The Rock out of it this time.
Whoa, don't act like it was The Rock's fault, man.
No, it wasn't.
Both those films were trouble.
I like The Rock in it. I'll be honest with you. I'm just saying though, they can't bring somebody bigger than the characters they have. You can't bring in The Rock. You can't bring anybody bigger than what you're casting right now. That's how I look at it. But yeah, I'm good for the Snake Eyes film. I think it'll be a good film.
Well,
You can't cover up that pretty face.
here's some breaking news too. A movie that we all absolutely gave like a lot of 2-star reviews to.
Hold on, what was that?
Netflix has announced we're getting a murder mystery sequel. They're already in talks with Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston, and bringing the franchise. Well, I guess now it's a franchise back because I guess it's set record-breaking numbers. Shit ton of people watch that murder mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, why? Why do you do this
Here's
to
the
me
thing.
and to Jordan and to Ryan? Why do you make us watch this terrible crap?
Here's the thing, though, man. You can't blame them
I blame the people who
any more
watched
than
this.
You blame yourself because guess what you did?
What did I do?
You watched it.
Yeah, well, because we have to. I'm sorry. You know what? How about this? Netflix
We
just
made our own bed, Jim.
Netflix just send me the DVD, and I don't want to be a part of your algorithms. I just want to be a part of your screening service. I don't want to do
DVD.
anything.
I watched 10 minutes of it or 15 minutes.
They counted that for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's because
Count of the
your 10
view.
minutes. It was your 10 minutes that pushed it over the damn limit. Oh my God, that's the worst news you could have given me tonight. What's next? Huh? Kevin James is going to take my spot?
No, but if you're a Supernatural fan, don't worry because Jared Padalecki won't be leaving your screens for long. WB looks like they're going to start filming the Walker, Texas Ranger reboot.
I read this, but I
With
didn't know if they
Padalecki-
were going that way.
Padalecki is the lead, and it's going to air on the CW most likely. And it could be as early as 2020 because
Is
he's
Chuck-
currently filming the 15th and final season of Supernatural.
It's Chuck Norris.
I saw no word of Chuck Norris being in this. He's very old, don't forget. As much as we think Chuck Norris is invincible, he's an old man.
Is David Boreanaz, because I know we're going off on a tangent.
Okay, yeah.
But what I'm saying, he had the most consecutive television years. I don't know if he's on television still. I don't know if he is or not. But I don't know. Did it get canceled over there on CBS?
What was he on? SWAT or
It's
no?
one of those TV shows over
Armed
in,
Forces?
Yeah, some Armed Forces show. But I'm just saying because Jared Padalecki could take over his longest reign on television.
And that's just by 2 shows. 'cause,
Yeah.
going from 15
From
to, who
Gilmore
knows?
Girls to
I'm interested though, and this is no shot against Padalecki. I want to see some more Jensen Ackles because I thought for me he's the
Jensen Ackles. He's
stealer.
the actual star of the show in my mind. But I guess we're not. I guess we're not Padalecki fans. I enjoy
I like
him.
Padalecki. I really stood out was going, I want to see some more from Jensen Ackles. And weirdly enough, I don't know if they just don't have time. The only things they've done with Wallace of the Show is shitty horror films.
Yeah, but I think because
Jensen
you could,
was in Bloody
well,
Valentine,
yeah.
and Eccles Padalecki did the Jason remake a few
Well,
years
you
ago.
could always film those in 10, 15 days.
I guess,
So,
'cause- I'm just saying, Steve Carell and Melissa McCarthy always seem to find ways. I was always just surprised, these two couldn't get juicier roles.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I look at it. Jared Padalecki, he was on Gilmore Girls. and then that's whenever he jumped over to Supernatural, I believe. So
and Jason Eccles is the Days of Our Lives alumni.
is he?
So,
I did not know that. See, a little known facts for both of us. I just love me the Gilmore Girls. I want them to come back on Netflix, please. Netflix, if you're gonna bring back something, bring back another season of the Gilmore Girls. God, I love them. Anywho,
I've got some stuff that I want to talk about because
what
this news further proves one of my theories.
what is it?
Wayne Brady has been casted as Gravedigger for the 3rd season of Black Lightning, which brings me to this potential spoiler for The Masked Singer. Wayne Brady, mark my words, is the Fox. I was sure about that from the get-go, and this news further proves it. Have you seen The Masked Singer?
I don't watch it. I've heard
You know
of
the
this.
premise is?
Some celebrities
In full-on big costumes.
Mascot
you can't
outfits
see anything.
of some sort. Yeah.
What?
They're mascot outfits of some sort.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, they're very.
One's
here's
a-
one. Oh, here's the fox. Is that the fox?
Yeah,
Yes. So they cover up the entire body here, and they sing, and they give you little clues packages, like
Yeah.
in weird voices they'll say, I'm a superhero at heart, but sometimes I get scared because I lost. I don't know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
His package included I've worked from everyone to Doogie to Doubtfire, which means Doogie, Neil Patrick Harris, that Wayne Brady played the brother of, and How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, he did.
Robin Williams guest starred on Whose Line Is It Anyway with Wayne Brady, and he mentioned superheroes, which fucking this filter, and it sounds like him. So I'm just saying,
and Wayne Brady.
I've never been more certain.
If you don't remember, I think he did a thing with the Idiot Podcast where he said he was going to be putting out an album as well. So he's got to plug something. So why not sing on that
Well,
show?
anyone will do the show. Like last season, you had Tommy Chong and
Well, I know, and Tori Spelling.
Margaret Cho, and she won. I forgot already.
Yeah.
Black guy.
You don't know that. Those are gloves, bro.
No, the fingertips are cut off.
No, that's a fox fingertips.
Yeah, those are gloves, bro. But no, he does. But I'm just saying that's
I don't know.
my main guess.
Again, I don't watch the
I've
show,
never been more
but
certain.
good for you for keeping trash television like this on.
I do, man. It's a weird thing. I'm like every
The
week I'm
reason
like,
why
"Take off
Netflix
the
brings
mask."
back murder mystery shows because of people like you watching Fox and their fucking costume singers. Pardon the goddamn. Sorry, okay? I'm just upset.
Well, King Kong ain't got nothing on this news article.
What is it?
WB is in talks to do a Training Day prequel
Oh,
about Denzel's character, and a lot of people have been saying, who you should get to play Denzel?
Ethan Hawke.
No, Denzel's son. Have John David Washington play him.
That's his son?
The guy from Ballers and Tenet and
Really?
yeah,
I just don't pay attention, I guess. I didn't know, but
and
I
Black
could-
Klansman. Yeah,
really, that is him. Okay. See?
yeah.
Good for, you know what? Let's do it. Let's cast it if we're going to
I
cast
don't want
it.
to see it though, personally.
I don't really care. I don't watch WB much or
I
CW
don't
or
always
whatever
need
the hell
to
it's
know
on.
the origin, and especially when we know where the character's going. Like I don't know, give me
Yeah.
a different undercover cop show. It doesn't need to be Training Day.
Yeah, let's do Training Day. They're working on the traffic shift. Training Day where you're doing signals to guide
Yahya
traffic through the
Abdul
lights.
Mateen has joined the Matrix 4 cast. He
Yeah.
joins Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss returning. Are you excited for Yahya?
I don't.
Or are you excited for Matrix 4?
Matrix 4. I'm excited a little bit. I don't know. What are they going to do?
Dizzle?
What are they going to do with Matrix 4? I have no idea what they're going to do. He was just bringing up a Training Day a motif. It looks like they had it for CBS. It looked like at one time they were going to try it.
Oh, that's right. They did. What's that?
Yeah.
Paxson
Yeah,
or Pullman or
it's what somebody. I can't remember who that was, but I do remember.
I forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, it was a brief thing. They didn't really stay with that, but good research there, pulling it up. Yeah, you're right, Bill Paxton. It was. So yeah, see that's why we have him. He's our great crack researcher. He will find you Training Day when needed.
Even a clock is right twice a day. Sometimes I stumble on the gems.
You
Sometimes
screwed
I
up
don't.
the saying. A broken clock is right twice a day.
Oh yeah.
A clock just normally was right all the time. Even your quote was broken.
Oh, I love it. Oh God.
What did I say, Jimmy? What did I say?
Okay. Sorry, I apologize. That was fun.
What did I say?
I don't know. I go.
Daveed Diggs has been casted
Daveed Diggs.
as Sebastian in Little Mermaid,
Yes, I
which means he'll soon be under the sea.
Under the sea. Who's the crab? Is that Sebastian? Or is that
Yes.
or is that the fish? What's the fish's name?
No, it's the crab.
Who's the fish? What's the name?
Flopper.
Of the fish? Flopper. I don't think there's a flopper in that movie. But okay, I'm just curious.
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
Watch the show, Dizzle. Oh, I just said it. Hey, you can stare at my little flopper whenever you want. That got weird.
Hey, here's an exclusive.
I have to pull out another mic.
Can I throw an exclusive to top your Batman?
Give it, baby. Give it. What you got?
Jonah Hill says he's
Yeah?
no longer interested at all in playing
Oh.
any villain
Oh.
in the Batman series.
Aw.
Just came out a couple hours ago. Just came out.
That sucks, man. I thought he would have played a good villain, man. I like Jonah Hill when he has a nice, juicy role.
But again, it could just be contractual, meaning he says, I don't want to do it. And they said, oh, how about this amount of money? Oh, no. And then all of a sudden they go, beep, beep. Then they back
Yeah,
it up,
I know.
you
I'm a firm believer in it. It's not over yet, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's kind of sad to hear if that is indeed the way it's going.
It's
You know.
the big bulletin that popped up on my little news story here.
My last news article before we get to box office and the upcoming releases. Here's one. Dizzle, please pull up a picture for me. Robert Forrester.
I want to stay with you and Jonah.
Oh, do we kind of like? Yeah. Oh, look at that. All right.
Oh, how's that look up there? Does it look good? What does it look like? Can you squeeze me in there too? No?
Everything looks identical between these two, except their bank accounts. Jonas looks
Yeah,
way
mine's
bigger.
fatter. No. And I don't know Scorsese or Judd Apatow.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, Scorsese. Jonah Hill's losing too much weight. We need a funny fat guy. Waka waka.
Yeah.
I think he fluctuates, like we all do.
But by the way, can I throw something out here before you
Throw
get to-
something, baby. He's looking up Jonah Hill pictures anyway.
I know you're not a very big Broadway musical fan. I don't know if you are or not. Are you?
Oklahoma, where the rain goes pouring down the drain.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Anywho, I just thought this one might be good for you. Mrs. Doubtfire is headed to Broadway.
Is that
It's heading to Broadway.
a
for you.
musical?
It's a musical. It'll be a.
I want my kids back, so I'm gonna be a lady tonight.
You know what? You might be on the button. I don't know how that works, but just thought I'd throw that out you because I know how much you love Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's a damn fine film from my childhood.
You know, the only thing I liked about Pierce Brosnan was in it. I like that.
Yeah,
He was a salt of the earth in that film.
Oh no, Robin Williams is. I will say this though, on retrospect, Sally Fields got a real stick up her ass in that movie. Let him see his kids, you bitch.
She does. You know, yeah, he may not have a full-time job, but
God.
he loves his kids. He loves
Damn,
them.
lady.
You know what was it? You know what was the real reason why they broke up? We didn't really find that out. Was he stupping somebody on the side? Was she?
What happened? I don't know.
I'm trying to.
Mrs. Doubtfire,
Mrs.
like
Doubtfire. I don't know why they
he
got
partied
divorced.
too hard with the kids and had a pizza party. So she's like, "You can only see your kids on supervised visits." Like in retrospect, like it's a really shitty of her in that movie.
Yeah, for a nice lady outside that movie, to have a character.
So she played a
that-
great character.
No, she was an evil character.
But I mean, she played the role good.
Yeah, but still.
The reason
You know?
why I ask, I watched Steel Magnolia the other day. Holy cow! This cemetery scene was unbelievable.
You like me? You really like me?
Yeah.
Dizzle, pull up. Up here comes Billy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Caden.
So.
What? Come in.
Oh, you're locked out.
Go ahead. Hold on.
But,
you guys want to look at pictures of Jonah Hill? Or let me put it on. Beautiful. All right, look. There's Jonah. All right, I think
Yeah.
this
Off
guy,
the top of your head,
this
here.
guy's doing good in
Dizzle,
Fortnite.
I got something to do. Here, go talk
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go talk to Billy.
Yeah. So what do we got?
Let's play a game. Me and you. Jonah Hill movies. Go.
War Dogs.
War Dogs 2. No, sorry. Sorry. I was trying to think of what to say first. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Super bad.
Get him to the Greek.
That's the sequel. Sarah Marshall's the sequel. That's a sequel.
That's why I said it in that order.
Yeah. Wolf of Wall Street.
The Sitter.
Beach Bum.
That was my next one.
Jonah Hill films.
Yeah, don't pull it up yet, unless you can pull it up but don't explode it. The Lego Movie.
I'm not looking
Lego
at
Batman.
It, I have my phone open, but
I
I'm not
trust
looking.
you. I trust you.
Yeah,
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. We're only talking movies, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Movies, Jonah Hill. I'm not a really big fan of Jonah Hill, so that's kind of scary that I already have a whole bunch of movies in my head. Which one did you say?
I said the Lego Movie.
Oh. Was he in the sequel? Lego 2?
He might be.
We'd have to go to the judges on that one, but if he's not in that one, I would have to say Lego 2. If he was in Lego 1, they'd have to hire for Lego 2.
Probably.
Okay,
Fine.
we'll give it to me. Lego 2.
Moneyball.
Damn you. That was my next one. I'm trying to think. God, have we gone through his filmography already? It's not
I
that
got like
huge.
3 more.
3 more? He's been in that many movies already?
We're probably missing a bunch of shit, dude.
Yeah, probably. I was gonna say that, but no, he was dating his daughter. Go for the win. Go for the win. I'm gonna let you win this one.
Funny People.
Oh yeah, that movie.
40-year-old virgin.
Oh yeah, was he in that?
He's the one that's like, can't I buy these from you now? She's like, no, you gotta go on eBay. He's like, but I'm right here. Like, let me buy
for
these
the
shoes.
toys. Oh, for the shoes.
And he's in Knocked Up, isn't he? Is he one of the friends of Knocked Up?
Oh, I don't know about that. Possibly, but anyway, you win. I tap your hat.
Woo! Jonah Hill knowledge goes towards me. Dizzle, pull up Robert Forrester.
Robert Forrester for the win, sir.
Who are we going with?
Robert
Robert
Forrester.
Forrester for the 3rd time. So, in the last piece of news, I just want to talk about character actor Robert Forrester has unfortunately passed away at the age of 78. You've seen him in so many things. Oscar nominated for Jackie Brown, and in fact, we mentioned him a little bit earlier because literally this pretty much, I don't know if it's the same day or not the day after it was announced, but he was also in El Camino, Breaking Bad movie based on his character from the Breaking Bad TV show. Great character actor. Me, Myself, and Irene. The Psycho remake. So many things. Always fun to see whenever he would pop up. And again, Jackie Brown's a great movie to check out. Pull up the picture, man.
For Robert Forster?
Yeah.
For the 5th time, yes. This whole Robert Forrester.
I was on the Jonah Hill.
I know. I've been trying to get you on Robert Forrester for the last 5 requests.
Well, I was going to go through all of the Jonah Hill films.
That's not what we're doing anymore.
No, I just gave up on that. We moved on. We just did that just to kill some time.
Zoom out a little bit. Why are you all up in the face?
What do you mean? What happened?
Him. Just zoom out a little bit, yeah.
That's perfect.
Right up on like the cheekbone.
I don't care. It's Robert. He's dead. No one's going to care. By the way, I have an issue with Robert Forrester, okay? I do. I do have issues with him. He basically was supposed to be at a premiere that we put together as a company at one time. Not with this, as a former company that I was with. And he stood us up because he supposedly had something to do. I talked to his actual agent who was there and said, no, he just didn't want to come over from Miami. And he was supposed to come over here for a premiere of his own film. So he decided he didn't want to be a part of it. So I just held it against him for this year, for his life. So not a very big fan. He was a good actor, but not a big fan. What? I don't have to like dead people.
Wow.
But go ahead, eulogize the young man. Yeah, absolutely. I actually made sure I was there for that event. Of all the events that we ever put on, I was there for him. And then he basically, his agent said, oh, he was busy. I'll take the award.
Did not go the way I had hoped.
I'll take the award on his behalf.
Well, in other news,
but no, go ahead.
Some new trailers that have came out.
Sorry to ruin your eulogy.
I feel the same about all 3 of these, to be honest with you. Jungle Cruise with The Rock and Emily Blunt. Doolittle with Robert Downey Jr. And Lady and the Tramp, which is going to be on Disney+. Plus.
How do you like on those? Because I didn't like any of them.
That's what I said. I said all 3 of these. I'm in kind of my review so far. It's kind of what your reviews. Which is, meh. Jungle Cruise is like it's gonna be dumb fun. I love The Rock and Blunt, but at the same time, I almost kind of wish The Rock would start to do more what Batista's doing because I'm starting to feel like
he's
The
one
Rock's
character.
really cool with settling in these like PG family flicks.
Well,
I
he's
just gotta feel like we've seen this.
He's just a one-trick pony right now. And like I told you,
Kinda, man. I hate to say it, he does that trick effing fantastic. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong.
He'll put my.
I'll be there opening weekend. Don't get me
Yes.
wrong.
But here's the deal. I love The Rock. We both love The Rock. We've watched him since his career began. But here's the deal: is that he doesn't want. It seems like he doesn't want to take a big risk.
No.
And I'm sorry. You know what? Sometimes even Arnold Schwarzenegger, even Sylvester Stallone. Do you remember Copland with Sylvester Stallone?
I just watched that recently.
To me, that was his best film in a long time during that junket that he was doing.
Great cast.
Great cast, but his character, he gained weight. He,
What happened to Michael Rappaport?
I don't. He's doing something on the podcast.
Howard Stern show playing fantasy football.
That's what he said.
That's weird. Isn't it?
So now you got your update on that. But yeah, to me, he needs to take a part. Like even like I know it was just recent Maggie with Schwarzenegger, a smaller indie film. Maybe he needs to do that. Maybe his company needs to put out an indie film that takes a risk. He owns his own production company. Why can't he find something like that to do instead of just these big action blockbusters?
Yeah, even when he first started, man, I liked some of his earlier stuff where it was, be cool, a funny
Yes.
co-star gay character, and then it was, Snitch or Faster's a hard R, and you know what I mean. And then he did the family films in between. But yeah, I just feel like we're about to see this almost exact kind of thing in Jumanji in a couple months.
Yes.
And a couple months later, we're going to see just another big, flashy Disney, some laughs here and there show. We've seen this with Journey to Center of the Earth,
Correct.
Race to Witch Mountain. I just feel like we've seen this from The Rock. Yeah, I just want more, man. Like, this was probably the best of the three because Lady and the Tramp did nothing for me.
Lady and the Tramp, I was just a very
Doolittle looks
unmoved.
gorgeous. It reminded me of Dumbo. Doolittle
Yeah,
visibly looked very nice, but as far as like getting me in any other way, it just didn't.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're looking at the Doolittle trailer. Robert Downey Jr. just doing something that he hasn't been doing in a while. Trying to be serious. And it looks like a very the heart is where that one's going to go for you. It's more of a heartfelt film. I think it's going to take a little movement from the original Dr. Doolittle. I'm not talking about the Eddie Murphy one. I'm talking about the one prior to that one. It's going to go for that, but it's also going to be a little more, I don't know, sappier maybe. But yeah, I like you said that the Lady and the Tramp did nothing on my needle. It just stayed right there watching it. Doolittle, I think it will be pretty. A lot of effects, a lot of CGI for animals, and then of course the hero rock film. I don't mind that in the Fast and the Furious, but as for this one, I don't know. You're right. I just want him to take a risk. And I love The Rock.
I just want to see something different, man. Like,
I love The Rock, but
even his
even
action
John
films.
Cena takes a risk on occasion.
Yeah.
Batista takes a risk
That's
with
why
his
I mentioned
acting.
Batista, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look at his track record. He seems like he goes all over the place. You know what I mean?
Well, 2000 was it 2049? Was it Blade Runner? Fantastic part, even though it was a small part.
Well, I'm saying 2049 and Guardians and Hotel Artemis, and they're all different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
even
007 and
Stuber, even though you may not have liked
Stuber.
it, it was a good.
I can't fault him at all. At least
Yeah.
he's trying different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how you grow as an actor. And I think The Rock, to me, right now, as we stated, we're not bad mouthing The Rock. We love The Rock. We wish him all the greatness in the world because it's only going to happen better for him, it seems. But yeah, I want more of a serious role. So what else we got for
We
me?
got the
Boss
box office from
I want to see him do like a gay scene or something.
Man? No, I'm not saying no. He doesn't need to go. He doesn't need to do it that way. I'm saying he just needs to find a part that's different than what we're used to seeing. I mean, a junkie would be okay. A drunk. I don't care.
Yeah, what a weird.
But because he was in Too Cool, he was
Be cool.
Be Cool. He was a gay star in that one. But
I was with the.
but it
Great
was
input there,
good.
Dizzle.
But what else you got for me?
Box office October 11th through the 13th. Number 5, Downton Abbey made another $4 million, bringing it to $82 million.
Cha-ching.
Number 4, Abominable made $6 more million, bringing that to $47 million.
Cha-ching.
Number 3, Gemini Man debuted with just 20 million. Number 2, Addams Family debuted with 30 million. But number 1 is still Joker. Made another 55 million, bring that all the way to 193 $1 million.
Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about next week.
Domestically.
Domestically. Worldwide is going to be $1 billion.
564 million.
We're going
half a
billion. I think he's going to make $1 billion by the end of this. But we're going to talk about next week now. Next week's going to be a special week. It's our Halloween special. We're going to talk about our top 5 horror films. I'm not a big horror film fan, guys.
Number 5, Tyler Perry's Medea's Boo 2.
Absolutely. It's going to be my number 1 probably. But yeah, top 5. We're going to go
Number
with
4, Larry the Cable Guys, Witness Protection. Because that was a horror movie to me.
Top 5 horror.
Halloween, baby. Why
It's
would it not be?
Halloween time. So, and we're gonna talk about we're gonna be in costume. I hope, because that's what we're gonna do, Mister. And then we're also going to do a few other things, a little surprises that we're gonna have. So I can't wait for next week. It'll be fun.
I love surprises,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
we're gonna have a great show. Is what I'm gonna say.
This weekend, though, if you do want to check out the theaters, October 18th releases are Maleficent 2, Measures of Evil.
That's out this weekend.
Zombieland 2, Double Tap.
Ooh.
Jojo Rabbit, and The Lighthouse. So we got 4 decent choices to choose from.
Jojo Rabbit.
Definitely my number 1. It's a toughie to an extent, but probably Jojo Rabbit. Followed by definitely Zombieland. I'll probably sadly see Maleficent as well. And Lighthouse, I will never, ever see.
I will watch Lighthouse. I will
if you
sacrifice myself to watch The Lighthouse with
If you wait for me,
Robert
I'll go with
Pattinson. With Robert Pattinson. He's
William Dafoe.
And Willem Dafoe. It's almost like The Vanishing, but this time they're at another lighthouse. This is another lighthouse movie of the year.
Willem Dafoe is one of those guys I just want to meet.
Yeah,
I
he
would
seems
love to
like
hang
he'd be a
out with
cool
that
dude.
guy.
Dear William Dafoe, come on the Medea chair.
Absolutely. Let's come to the Medea chair, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
You were in the Florida Project. We all loved you then, so we still love you now. And we forgave you
still
for
said
Platoon. We've
anyone could have
forgiven
done that.
you for your backstabbedness in Platoon. Oh, hold on. No, he was the one backstabbed, wasn't he? We wish that you would have survived Platoon. Anywho.
Is he the dude that's like,
Yeah, at the end getting killed because the one guy just left him. Yes, Sons of Guns. I love that. I love that movie. Great movie.
never seen it, but I do own it.
Yes, you should watch it. It's very good.
Oliver Stone?
Yeah,
I do own it. I
Platoon,
own all his
Platoon,
films
yeah.
from like the first half.
Ever seen Platoon?
No.
You need to do that. Here's your homework.
I own it.
You should watch it. Anyway, I wish we're gonna wrap it up here.
Wrap it up, baby. Ain't
we
nothing
love
to
it.
but to do it.
We love you.
More
as
than you'll ever know.
always. And like us, watch us, download us,
Subscribe.
subscribe,
Give that big old
and
thumbs up.
pause the screen when I'm on it, and then do whatever you want to do with yourself.
And zoom in on his
And
face.
then look over at the Jordanian and say woo, and then look over at the Dizzle and just keep looking,
And do the same thing.
and then come back to me and say, damn, why is he with them two? Anywho, I'm enough rambling. I want y'all to have a good night. Jordan, take us home.
I felt like you already took us home, Dutch. For Dutch, Dizzle, J.O., we love you more than you'll ever know. Thanks for watching a show about shows. We'll do it all.
I like avocados.
Everything.
Jojo
Rabbit. We
I like
don't
it when Jimmy
need
makes
You
shows.
are the
Anything
greatest Nazi boy
or
of them
I like it
all.
when The Rock acts like a gay
If
dude.
I lay here,
You are
if I
the
just
greatest.
lay here,
I like it
would
when
you lie with me?
I
And
like it when Jordan just
just
lays here.
forget the
I do
world
too. I love it when Jordan
Yeah,
just
what
sits there
we're
and forgets the
told.
words.
before
And I love it
we
when
get
Jordan just-
too
I
old.
like being serenaded when the
Show
show's
me
over.
a
I like it when Jordan asks me to
garden
touch him for some
that's
reason, and I just
bursting
don't know
into
why.
life.
I like touching my balls
I
and
don't
smell my
know
fingers.
where,
Well, who doesn't?
Used about how as well. Just know that these
Anyway.
things will never change
Just,
her. I
if
said
we
all.
keep talking over him,
like-
he'll never know.
If I lay here, come on, everybody.
I don't know the song, so
If I just
stumble out of bed and stumble to the kitchen, told myself a couple of
Would you lie
them
with
Dolly
me
Parton, that's like her number 3
just for
song.
yawn and stretch and try to come to life.
Hey, you know what? I got
working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Working. Boom, boom, boom.
Dabney Coleman.